Hello everyone! In this video, we will cover 4 of the most common effects of an ego backlash and how we can address them. Let's begin! This video is sponsored by Freyr's Happiness Project. Check the link in the description. Almost everyone who is seriously engaged in the process of working through their traumas, releasing old beliefs and patterns, and undergoing a process of undoing and unlearning is bound to encounter a wave of resistance and general unwellness, which can be described as an ego backlash. For the sake of simplicity, let's refer to the ego as a set of unconscious programs which run our lives. As we begin discovering the harmful impact of the said programs on our life, we might end up learning about various techniques directed at undoing them, thus liberating us from the prison of our own making. Usually this sort of inner work brings up a lot of insights and motivates us to go further as our state of mind becomes more peaceful and present. We gain more confidence and it feels like nothing can stop us from this continuous expansion, until one day we find ourselves completely swarmed by negative thoughts and emotions and struggling to understand what went wrong. Short answer to that: nothing. What you are faced with are the effects of a concept known as an ego backlash. Ego backlash is a defense mechanism aimed at preserving your unconscious beliefs and maintaining the status quo. As a result of your inner work, previously unknown to you pain, fear, discomfort, and a whole range of upsets get exposed and burst out to your conscious awareness. Despite it feeling like the end of the world, it is actually a great sign of progress, showing your readiness to target deeply seated traumas, allowing them to have space to be worked through. Let's have a look at the most common effects of this phenomenon. Physical symptoms. One of the most prevalent symptoms is a feeling of fatigue and lack of energy. We end up feeling tired all the time, burdened and unable to maintain our daily functions with the same efficiency we are used to. This is mostly tied to the process of moving large quantities of emotional energy, which can be draining on our nervous system, causing our body to go in a temporary shutdown mode. Some people might experience the opposite of this effect, characterized by feeling hyper and on fire, as our nervous system tries to adapt to the changes we are going through. Both of these symptoms are a good indicator that we should be gentle with ourselves and make sure we get enough rest in order to allow the process of integration take place. Another physical symptom worth mentioning is a disturbance of our sleeping patterns, accompanied by vivid and at times disturbing dreams. There is nothing that needs to be done about it, except for allowing ourselves to get enough sleep whenever we can, and do the release on all the emotions brought up by those dreams. In some extreme cases, people might experience flu-like symptoms, as well as headaches, vomiting, and diarrhea. Make sure to give yourself a break and allow a period of integration before continuing with your preferred practices. Disorientation and Oversensitivity. Undoing our limiting beliefs and healing particularly painful trauma can be compared to opening a Pandora's box. A flood of previously repressed feelings and emotions can completely overflow our awareness, leaving us confused and bouncing between all kinds of emotional spectrums. Those who were used to remain in the analytical mind might discover a thick layer of numbness covering various sensitive areas. Removing this layer will force us into facing these feelings, allowing them to run their course and eventually dissipate. So it is perfectly normal to find yourself feeling unusually angry, anxious, or grieving during a backlash. You are given a chance to reintegrate a part of your mind which you cut off and repressed. Staying with these emotions, allowing them to pass through without interfering, despite its simplicity, is the fastest way to deal with them. Feelings of emptiness and void. As we continue letting go and releasing, we will eventually experience the old parts of our identity dissolving, resulting in the feeling of emptiness, which often brings up depression, boredom, and apathy. Despite all the upset and drama which inevitably accompany our destructive thought patterns and behaviors, we grow attached and addicted to them, so when they are suddenly gone, we perceive this void, which can often feel terrifying. We get so used to be driven by fear, anger, lust, shame, or guilt, that when we finally get free of them, we may end up feeling like everything has lost its meaning. It is important to remember that this is just another illusionary state which can be traversed, and it is within our power to perceive it either as a threat or as a temporary respite. Loss of confidence and doubt. The journey of healing and expanding our mind can often feel like a marathon. When we inevitably run into a setback, it might feel like we have lost all our progress, or like we haven't made any progress in the first place. This is the time when we are most susceptible to be overcome by doubt. We lose confidence in the process and begin questioning the techniques and practices. We get very skeptical and get stuck in the loop of trying to figure out whether or not we are on the right path. Instead of allowing ourselves to have trust and objectively observing the positive changes in our lives, we waste our energy on debates with our inner critic. Struggling to set aside this inner tug of war, we end up feeling drained and blame ourselves for not being good enough. In this position of vulnerability, some may decide to give up and return to their old ways. Under these circumstances, doubt can be a very tricky emotion, as on the surface it looks like its goal is to keep us safe by using the power of our analytical mind. Though, if we look closer, we may discover that it's just a way to rationalize the fear of change, which will inevitably occur if we stick to applying the techniques and examining our mind. Treat doubt as you would treat any other emotion. The truth doesn't have to be confusing and painful. After you remove the charge from it, your next steps will become self-evident. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comment section about your experience with ego backlashes and how you were able to navigate through them. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe. It will help the channel to grow and cover more interesting topics. See you in the next video.